Rylan Hayes wiped the grease from his hands, staring at the impossible sight before him. The albino dragon's scales shimmered like moonlight on water, each breath sending ripples of bioluminescent light across its massive form. It had crashed through the roof of his repair bay on Frontier Station Kepler 442, leaving twisted metal and shattered composite panels in its wake. "Please." The creature's voice resonated directly in Rylan's mind, ancient and desperate. "Save my mate." Most humans would have run. Most humans would have called security, activated emergency protocols, sealed themselves behind blast doors. But Rylan Hayes had spent 15 years fixing the unfixable on the outer rim of human space, and desperation was a language he understood in any species. "Show me," he said simply. The dragon, Orcs. The name came unbidden into his thoughts, lifted one massive claw. Beneath it lay another dragon, smaller, its scales a deep crimson now fading to gray. A crystalline shard protruded from its chest, pulsing with sickly green light. Rylan recognized it immediately. Vorthan technology banned in 47 star systems for its lethality. The Vorthans did this? Rylan asked, already moving toward his medical kit. It was designed for machinery, not flesh, but principles were principles. They hunt us. Orelth's mental voice cracked with grief. We are the last of our kind. The Vorthans collect our cores for their weapons. My mate Sarithra, she protected our eggs. She fought 12 of their hunters. Rylan knelt beside the dying dragon, his scanner humming to life. The readings made his stomach turn. The shard wasn't just embedded, it was actively draining the creature's life force, converting biological energy into raw plasma. A power source, a battery made of suffering. "I'm a mechanic, not a surgeon," Rylan said, but his hands were already moving, selecting tools. "You are human," Orelth said. "Your kind does not accept the impossible." Rylan had heard that before. It was what the council races whispered about humanity. The species too stubborn to acknowledge when something couldn't be done. The ones who held their ground at the Battle of New Meridian, with nothing but mining equipment and spite. The ones who rebuilt entire worlds from ash because surrender wasn't in their vocabulary. "Your mate?" Rylan said, working quickly. "How long does she have?" "Minutes. Perhaps less." "Then we work fast." Rylan activated his plasma cutter, adjusting it to its lowest setting. "This is going to hurt her. You need to keep her still." Orelth lowered his great head beside his mate, humming a frequency that made the air vibrate. Sarithra's eyes flickered open, meeting Rylan's gaze. There was intelligence there, vast and ancient, and something else, resignation. "Not today," Rylan told her. "I don't care how old you are or how many civilizations you've seen fall. Nobody dies in my repair bay." He began to work. The shard had roots, microscopic tendrils that had burrowed deep into Sarithra's core. Pulling it out would kill her. Leaving it in would kill her. The Vorthans had designed it perfectly. A death sentence with no escape clause, but they had designed it for dragons. They hadn't designed it for a human mechanic who had spent 3 years reverse engineering Vorthan weapons after they'd attacked his colony ship. Rylan reached for his electromagnetic pulse generator, the one he used to reset corrupted AI cores. He modified its frequency on the fly, matching the harmonic resonance of the shard. If he could disrupt its connection to Sarithra's life force, even for a moment. "This is experimental," he warned. "Everything humans do is experimental," Orelth replied, and there was something almost like amusement in his mental voice. Rylan triggered the pulse. The shard's glow flickered. Sarithra convulsed, and Orelth's roar shook the station's foundations. But the tendrils retracted. Just for a fraction of a second. It was enough. Rylan's hands moved with the precision of a surgeon and the confidence of someone who had diffused antimatter cores while under fire. He used a molecular separator to sever each tendril, a cryolaser to seal the wounds, and his own medical foam, rated for everything from Calaxian acid burns to pressure ruptures, to stabilize the cavity. The shard came free with a sound like breaking glass. Rylan threw it into his containment field, where it pulsed angrily, still seeking life to drain. Sarithra gasped, her scales beginning to regain their crimson brilliance. Her eyes focused on Rylan, wide with disbelief. "Impossible," she whispered, her voice like distant thunder. "Improbable," Rylan corrected, injecting a cocktail of synthetic proteins and regenerative nanites into her wound site. "Impossible is just a deadline I haven't met yet." Orelth's massive head swung toward Rylan, eyes blazing with intensity. "You have saved the last female of our species. You have preserved the future of dragonkind. How can we— You can start, Rylan interrupted, cleaning his tools, by telling me where the Vorthons keep their hunting ships, because if they're killing off endangered species for batteries, we're going to have a problem. The two dragons exchanged a look that transcended species: surprise, respect, and something that might have been hope. You would fight the Vorthons? Sarithra asked. For us? Rylan thought about the colony ship, about the families the Vorthons had slaughtered. He thought about the countless species they'd harvested, the worlds they'd strip-mined of life itself. He thought about every impossible thing humanity had ever accomplished by simply refusing to accept defeat. Lady, he said, meeting her ancient gaze with his own stubborn human determination, I'm going to do more than fight them. I'm going to make sure they regret ever learning what a human mechanic can do with a plasma cutter and a bad attitude. Orelth's laugh rumbled through the station like an earthquake. The Vorthons have hunted us for 3 centuries. They have destroyed civilizations. What makes you believe? Because, Rylan said, a grim smile crossing his face, they've never hunted humans before, and we've got a lot of experience being the underdog. In the distance, alarms began to sound. Station security had finally noticed the hole in the roof. Rylan looked at the two dragons. At the eggs he could now see hidden beneath Orelth's wings, at the future of an entire species balanced on a knife's edge. So, he said, grabbing his combat toolkit, anyone know how to hotwire a Vorthon warship? The impossible, after all, was just another Tuesday for humanity.